Welcome back, Devils fans. And just when we thought it could not get any worse, this team has put forth the most gutless and pathetic performance of the season, losing at home by a score of 6-3 to the Pittsburgh Penguins. And folks, I don't even know where to begin. Win or lose, we booze. Cheers to my Devils fans. My previous drink I thought was going to be a victory beverage. I thought it was going to be a very cheery video. I was in a great mood, thinking somehow, despite this team struggling all season, and especially in the past few weeks with some of the games we blew, I thought, wow, we could be, heading into the Garden tomorrow with a huge 2 points on the line to really make this interesting down the stretch. It was not meant to be. And so now this is a sorrow drink. We drown our sorrows in the drink. I don't have a kid here with me tonight, and we're going to let it fly, baby. We're going to let it fly. And there's not much to say, guys. This team has brought us on an emotional roller coaster all season long, and it seems like they came up short in most of the games that were must-wins. And here we are again, coming off of an absolutely atrocious performance in Buffalo, blowing a 2-goal lead in another game that was obviously huge. We followed up here and blow a 2-goal lead in the third period. Completely inexcusable. This is not what good teams do. This is certainly not what playoff teams do. And it's just inexcusable. I mean, it was just a gutless performance. And it seems like this team, as we've talked about in the comments and throughout the season, this team is mentally weak. They just do not have what it takes to overcome adversity and, fight when the going gets rough. And tonight was a glaring example of that. And I don't know where we go from here. I'm just so disgusted with this team at this point because we've just been gifted chance after chance with the teams ahead of us playing like absolute shit, just begging for someone to take their playoff spot. And once again, when it matters most, the Devils fail to capitalize. And blowing a 2-goal lead on the road against Buffalo is painful, but blowing a 2-goal lead in the third period at home is completely unacceptable. You just cannot do it. It cannot happen under any circumstances, and it's painful to watch. I'm almost tempted to say blow it up, blow up the whole fucking thing, because this team is just not going to win anything. When you consistently come out flat in huge games or blow 2-goal leads, I don't know what else there is to say. This group just does not have it. They don't have that it factor. We just do not have it. We cannot close games. No lead is safe. And I feel bad for Jake Allen. He played a decent game tonight, not a great game, but a lot of those goals he had no chance on, and it was just super sloppy. It's a heartbreaking type game to watch. And now I think finally everyone could say it's over. I mean, we've said it's over so many times, and the way things kept playing out around the league that it was like, oh, we thought it was over, but they're still kind of in it. Now it's done. I mean, now it's officially over. I hope we see maybe some kids play with the rest of the season, maybe give Kakin another couple starts to see what he has, but a completely gutless performance and just a spineless outing from this New Jersey Devils club, and the season can't end soon enough, honestly. Honestly, my heart and my liver just can't take it anymore. Cheers, you guys. It's been a long season, and this is just the latest chapter in the nightmare novel of the 23-24 New Jersey Devils, and it's just painful. It's absolutely painful. My heart goes out to anyone who was at the game live tonight because this was just a complete pathetic showing by this group. Let's get to the scoring. In typical Devils fashion, we give up the first goal, obviously. At 7:54, Erik Karlsson scores. Siegenthaler with a terrible clearing attempt. Comes right to Karlsson, takes a nice little wrister, and I believe it goes in off Nemet's skate. And Pittsburgh gets the 1-0 lead at 7:54. And then late in the period on the power play at 19:43. Late in the period at 19:43.
Give me fuel, give me fire, give me that which I desire.
Timomeier hammers a one-timer on the right side. How he made his money in San Jose and how he hopefully continues to earn it here in New Jersey. Beautiful goal from Timo, his 25th on the power play at 19:43, ties it at 1, and we head to the second period at 9:42. Curtis Lazar gets a pass from behind the net. He's in really tight, Nice little move. Beautiful shot upstairs, giving the Devils a 2-1 lead at 9:42 of the second. And at 17:47, Nico, a nice pass to Jesperbratt, sends him in all alone. And he finishes with the moves. Jesperbratt's 25th, giving the Devils a 3-1 lead at 17:47. And that is how the period would end. Devils leading 3-1 after 2. I'm sipping on my previous beverage, and I'm like, all right, boys. We blew the last one. We're at home. The hockey gods are giving us another chance. Other teams have lost. We're getting outside help. We can't blow this one. Buckle down a little bit. Chip pucks in. Play smart. Make smart decisions with the puck, and hang on to a win. And let's get to the Garden tomorrow with these 2 points in the bag. And the third period might be one of the ugliest periods of Devils hockey in quite some time. You know, the referees didn't help us any. It seemed like we were getting a lot of ticky-tack bullshit penalties called against us. A lot of questionable stuff, in my opinion. Like, you can't be calling all these minor little, you know, I thought it was a very active officiating crew at some of these calls. But at 6:48 on the power play, Sidney Crosby right in front. One of the easiest goals he's ever going to score. He's kind of right in front, taps it in easy. His 38th of the season. Cuts the Devils' lead to 3-2 at 6:48, and Sid is just an absolute treasure. I mean, for those of you, I spoke highly of him after the last game, but this guy is the LeBron James of the NHL. You know, LeBron came into the league in 2003 and basically has been one of the top players in the league for 20 years. It's remarkable what he's been able to do at his age, and Sidney Crosby's doing pretty much the exact same thing in the NHL. The other night, he secured his 19th season of averaging a point per game. That is absolutely incredible. I don't know that we'll see. I think he tied Gretzky, the only 2 guys in history with 19 point per game seasons. To have a 19-year career in the NHL alone is remarkable, but to average a point a game, you know, over that span of time, or point per game plus rather, is you know, that's Superman type shit. So, you know, as much as you hate the guy when you play him, Sidney Crosby has been an absolute treasure for the NHL, and the kid is going to go down as one of the greatest players to ever play the game. Sid on the power play, taps in an easy one at 6:48, cuts the lead to 3-2, and then not even around a minute later at 7:55, the other big gun for the Pens, evgenimalkin, redirects a shot from the point, ties the game at 3, and now this is where the Devils kind of go into a shell shock. So Malkin at 7:55 ties the game up a minute or so after Sid's goal. And we've seen this all season. The Devils just give up goals in bunches, and we seem to just kind of fold up like a cheap tent when times get hard. And we've seen teams score 3 and 4 goals over a few-minute stretch. It just seems to be one of the many MOs of the Devils season, and we saw it again tonight. They get those 2 quick goals, and now the game is tied, and now I'm nervous. After 3-3, I pretty much thought it was curtains for the boys. I said, this is going to be a tragic end to a game. And sure enough, at 16-16, awful clearing attempt by Shimon Nemitz. Shot comes in from the point, tipped in. Pittsburgh leads 4-3 at 16-16. And that was all it was going to take. Pittsburgh takes the 4-3 lead at 16-16. 21 seconds later, Malkin with another one, alone right in front, deposits his second of the game, giving Pittsburgh the 5-3 lead. At this point, the game's obviously over. And to add insult, another, about 30 seconds later or so, with the empty net, 17:07, Sid gets one in the empty net, his 39th of the season, giving Pittsburgh the 6-3 lead, and that is how the game ended. And the Devils were just absolutely shell-shocked with four unanswered goals in the third period before the empty net, making it 5 unanswered goals. This is not how you win in the NHL. This is not how you win pretty much at any level of hockey. And it was an absolutely pathetic performance. You just cannot allow these things to happen, especially knowing the magnitude of the game and the situation. Desperately needing points, leading 3-1 going into the third. You have to win these games. You absolutely have to win. And Pittsburgh's not a great team by any means. As it shows in the standings, they were 1 point ahead of us going into tonight's game. But the thing about them is they are a crafty veteran club. And you saw it tonight. They could get dirty goals, a lot of tips, a lot of redirects. They constantly throw pucks at the net from the point, and just, the Devils could learn a thing or two about just finding ways to score and finding ways to win. And Pittsburgh's season kind of hung on the balance here tonight as well. And they found a way to gut out the 2 points on the road, being down 2 goals going into the third. And that's what good teams do. And, a lot of bad clearing attempts tonight ended up in the back of our net. And they're just actively throwing it on net, getting screens, getting traffic, tip pucks, redirections. And it's a painful loss. This one stings a lot. I've thought we've been done for quite a while, but every time you look around the league and some of these other teams are chasing, keep losing, just desperately trying to give the spot away, we could never just, step up to the occasion and do what we have to do. We're getting all the help in the world, and it's pathetic. It truly sucks. It is pathetic. This team was given opportunity after opportunity this season. We'll look back at the season, and there's going to be millions of games we could talk about that were lost opportunity, and where we failed to get points we desperately needed. But tonight's the latest example of it. It's completely sad. And rest in peace, the 23-24 New Jersey Devils. It's officially over now. And now basically all that there's left for me is tomorrow night's game. It seems that McDermott and Rempe will both be in the lineup, and maybe we'll finally see what Rempe has coming to him. Should be an interesting one. Had we won tonight, the actual game itself would matter a lot more. But now I'm just looking forward to the game within the game, and obviously that is retribution, revenge, and pain in this Devils-Rangers war that was declared by Matt Rempe a couple meetings back when he knocked Bastian out, and only intensified in the next matchup after that when he refused to fight McDermott and then chicken wing Siegenthaler in the head. And it's on. It is on like Donkey Kong. Tomorrow night, hopefully we see some fireworks. Let's go to the game stats from tonight. Shots on goal, Pittsburgh with 21, Devils at 26. 6 goals on 21 shots. Ooh, that's not going to help. That's not going to be too favorable for Jake Allen's numbers there. Face-off percentage, very close. Pittsburgh at 51.7%, Devils with 48.3%. Pens 1 for 3 on the power play, Devils 1 for 4. And yeah, that was the Timo power play goal. Outside of that, we had all of our other power play opportunities looked pretty shitty. And it's unfortunate that happens on a lot of nights as well. We connected on that early one with Timo in the first period, but then all the power plays after that just look sad. It's the same thing over and over again. I'm sure teams watch tape of us and they kind of know exactly what we're going to do. The drop pass, and then someone wait and throw it to Jack coming into the zone, and then Jack tries to dangle the whole team. It's kind of, I honestly would like to see a lot of different power play personnel and maybe, power play type plays down the stretch, because I'm just getting tired of watching what we've been watching recently with this power play. I'm tired of seeing the Hughes brothers kind of do the same thing over and over again. I'd like to see if we can maybe get some other guys some time down the stretch and see what they could do on the power play. But yeah, another not so great night for the power play. 1 for 4, you can't kill them for it, but the later power plays just looked like absolute shit. Penguins with 16 hits, Devils with 12 hits, Pens with 17 block shots, the Devils with 18 block shots, Pens with 4 giveaways, Devils with 8 giveaways, and the Pens with 3 takeaways, and the Devils with 6 takeaways. Most of the stats pretty close within the game, and I thought through the first 2 periods, the Devils pretty much dominated and looked like they were well on their way to a win before it all came unraveled and fell apart completely in the third period, and what will go down as the worst period of the season, in which is the worst game of the season so far. And it sucks, guys. It really sucks. Depression is now setting in. It's all becoming very real. And our last game will be played in 13 days. Fan appreciation night. And then it is a long-ass summer. And a lot of these guys, and Fitzgerald included, have a lot of soul-searching to do. A lot of question marks. What are we going to do about a goalie? Is Fitz going to make any other moves to strengthen the roster? Who's going to be the coach? Et cetera, et cetera. A lot of question marks surrounding the team heading into the summer. And a lot's got to be done, because if we come back without making the proper adjustments, it's going to be another tough season next year. Obviously, just the addition of Dougie Hamilton alone, I believe, will make us a lot better than we were this season, and hopefully Luke Hughes and Nemitz will be a little more seasoned, and with the extra experience that they got this year, hopefully, you know, they don't look as green next season and don't look as, you know, young and inexperienced as they are. But, you know, they're still young kids. They're still going to be young kids next year, and it might take a couple years before they're really in their groove of, you know, playing in the show. So it's going to be a long summer for all of us, and it's depressing. And I don't know. I don't really have much else to say. Let me know what you thought about the game in the comments. Let me know about anything else. Do you think Rempe finally mans up and drops the mitts with big Curtis McDermott tomorrow? Do you think anyone else drops the mitts? Maybe could we hold out hope for a line brawl? Maybe a little opening line brawl situation. I highly doubt it, but one can dream. And what a terrible night. What an absolutely terrible night. And yeah, the only thing I could say is hopefully tomorrow we see some fireworks. There's not much else to look forward to. Talk to you all in the comments. And that's it. That is it. Signing off. What a atrocious game. And hopefully we're entertained tomorrow. That's all I got for you tonight. I'm depressed. I need a refill. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that jazz. Until next time, friends, let's go Devils.